What the fuck? What are you guys doing down here? Fireball! Fireball! Alright, so today's video is gonna be about nutrition. I've been reading a book called Leaner, Bigger, Stronger by Michael Matthews, and the first half of the book or so is all about nutrition and what you should be eating for a lean, strong body, essentially. And, it got me thinking about my current diet, how I structure things, where I could make improvements to achieve my weightlifting and jumping goals. So I thought I'd make a quick little video on it. I will preface this with saying I'm not a nutrition expert, nor do I have the backing of any professionals. Basically, for improving strength and building muscle, I've always lived by the maxim where you want to ingest as much high protein food as possible. I usually never go a meal without ingesting around 30 to 40 grams of protein, just because it's so essential for muscle recovery. I wouldn't say I'm super lean, but I've never had issues in the past with not being lean enough. So yeah, I figured I'd just take this time to talk about it. If you want to just maintain your muscle mass and maybe increase it very slightly, Michael Matthews, the author, recommends taking your body weight in pounds, eating that many grams of protein a day, multiplying it by 1.6 to get approximately the amount of carbs you need per day, and multiplying your body weight by 0.35 for the grams of fat you should be getting in a day. Now, these guidelines are obviously going to vary person to person. For my maintenance at my weight, I seem to need more calories than what he recommends.
You don't understand. It's called replenishing glycogen.
Probably because I'm young, so my metabolism is high, and I live a very active lifestyle. With these figures, I wanted to compare them to my current diet to sort of see what I've been doing and how it lines up with these figures. Right here, I'm going to put this right on screen. Keep in mind, I got some of these macronutrition values, some from the internet, some from the actual packaging, but they can be sort of off in how they measure them. So there's a lot of error that can stack up. Values may not be exactly what I have listed here. Up to this point, for maybe a year or so, my meals have consisted of a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel in the morning, a protein shake usually right after I work out, and 2 other meals with the main protein source being chicken and ground beef respectively. With each of the meals, other than the protein shake, I'd eat some kind of fruit and try to get some kind of vegetable in. It seems like I've been exceeding my protein intake, which is good. I've been exceeding my carb intake, which is, it's okay, especially if I want to put on muscle. But I've been greatly exceeding my fat intake, which probably isn't super healthy for me, especially considering a lot of the fats I'm getting aren't very healthy. Like a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel, I get a lot of fats from that. And granted, the egg fats are healthy, but So just looking at this, I knew that I could reduce the amount of fat I was eating in a day just by honestly finding something else for breakfast. But to be fair, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, because of my class schedule, I would totally skip out on breakfast. So I'll throw that up right here. You can see the totals. Actually, my protein's still fine. My carbs are a little low and my fat still exceeds, but the total calorie count is below the maintenance. It almost probably helped balance out the calorie excess I had on those heavier eating days when I was just being a fat chud of sorts. But either way, it helped me notice a trend where I probably need to consume a few more calories than recommended to maintain my weight and muscle mass. So, with the goal, as he outlined for someone who's 180 pounds, I came up with this new plan. Now, instead of having my bacon, egg, and cheese bagel in the morning, I think I'm going to switch it up to a bowl of overnight oats. A moment of silence for the death of my bacon, egg, and cheese bagel breakfast. Oats are a complex carb, so they'll digest slowly and I'll get more energy throughout the span of the day. And then the overnight oats, I throw protein powder in them, so they'll be high protein with the oats, the milk, and the protein powder. And honestly, they're just easier because I don't have to cook them. I can just prep them for 5 nights the night before, or 5 minutes, 5 nights. I can just prep them for 5 minutes the night before and they'll be ready the next morning for me. Oh, also, quick aside, never try putting eggs in your oats. I did that the first time I was trying oats. It was probably one of the worst things I've ever eaten in my life, bro. In addition, the other major change I made was now that I was using protein powder for the overnight oats, I didn't want to be also having a protein shake and sort of overusing my protein powder because I recognize it as a good supplement. I don't like overusing it. So I replaced my protein shake with a meal consisting of black beans, eggs, rice, and a side of nuts, cashews specifically. The beans, high in protein, most of the essential amino acids. The amino acids is missing to make it a complete protein. The cashews and rice have to make up for it. And then I feel like eggs are never bad in a diet. My other 2 meals pretty much remain the same because those were already good. Ground beef 80% isn't the most lean protein I could be getting, but it is cheap. Because I'm still like a college student, I sort of have to balance budget with the leanest things I can get. As you can see, my macros are a bit over, but I sort of intended it to be this way because, like I said earlier, so these macros are already looking a lot better than what I was doing before. You may have noticed from the original version and this new updated version that the ground beef somehow magically lost some protein and fat. That's because I did use 2 different ways of estimating the calories. In the ground beef I prepare, basically I used the estimate on the labels earlier. I used some online estimates for this updated version. So there may be some discrepancy, but also the reduced fat partially comes from the fact that I already drain my ground beef after I cook it to rid some of the excess fat, but apparently if you rinse it with some hot water, it also removes a little bit more of the fat. I don't know if you can see this. I'm sweating. My fan is off and it's hot as fuck in my room right now. This spreadsheet may make it look like I'm super locked in all the time, but to be honest, I do stick to it pretty consistently, but sometimes it's more of just a general guideline of how I should be eating. I still, especially when I'm home, I'll go out to eat with friends and family, probably more frequently than I should be, but as long as I just keep close watch over my physique, I can sort of adjust how much I'm eating and avoid any unnecessary weight gain. But yeah, have fun and have a good day. I'll catch you all later. I need to go take a shower.